Daily Splash Briefing. Last week, I interviewed Sarah Fryer, who's a writer for Bloomberg, and she came out with a new book last week on Wednesday called No Filter, the Inside Story of Instagram. She was nice enough to let me interview her for my podcast, and I'm going to play you guys a little bit of a clip. The book is amazing. It has a ton of stories. If you listen to the whole podcast episode, I'm giving away a copy of the book, so check that out. But here's the clip.
So Instagram, unlike Facebook, unlike the Zuckerbergian grow at all costs, do things only if they affect millions of or tens of millions of people. Instagram grew by catering to its most famous users and trying to figure out what they needed. The more famous users would see problems sooner than other users because they just had a bigger base that they were interacting with. And so, you know, Ariana Grande comes up at a party to Kevin Systrom, the head of Instagram, and tells him about the bullying she's seen on Instagram.
Wait, 1 sec. Sorry to pause you on this story. Could you give us like a little time context of where that is in the, is it like, you know, before it's bought, after it's bought? Like what point would you say? Sorry for putting you on the spot with that question.
No problem. So around 2013, Instagram is first trying to foray into the celebrity world and really embrace them on the site. And they have this party that's hosted by Ashton Kutcher and Guy Osiris, Madonna's manager. And Kevin Systrom is addressing this room full of, you know, all sorts of people, some of whom he doesn't even recognize. And they're all coming up to him and saying, hey, you know, nice to meet you. Let me talk to you about the app, because it's just starting to become relevant in Hollywood. And one of the people that comes up to him, who, by the way, he does not recognize her at first. She's this short brunette. It's Ariana Grande. And she says that she's worried about the level of bullying on Instagram. And there are all sorts of examples of things that happen like that in my book. I mean, there's one instance where Miley Cyrus is threatened to quit Instagram because she doesn't like how transgender youth are treated on the platform. And so Instagram comes up with this whole plan of what to do about that. And they send a contingent of employees down to her Malibu home, and they sit in her dining room and drink sodas and talk about a campaign that she could run on the @Instagram account to highlight certain transgender youth who are being bullied and really give them voice and visibility. And she agreed to stay on Instagram because of that. So it's all these little behind the scenes interactions that I was really fascinated by, because I don't see Facebook do anything similar. And when we're on the outside and we're looking at what Instagram has done, we don't necessarily recognize the power that the platform has around what bubbles to the top in our culture. And one of my favorite examples of this, if you have time for another one.
If you want to hear more of Sarah's stories, definitely get her book, No Filter, The Inside Story of Instagram. Check out this podcast episode. My podcast is called the Instagram Stories Podcast, and you can get it wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, whatever, or even on my website, danielhillmedia.com. So check that out. I hope you enjoy it.